hearty shalom to all of you. Jeffrey Seif here, and my better half,
Barri Seif, your wife.
Dr. Barri K, the best.
Well, you've come along with us on this journey, and surprisingly enough, this is our 32nd or 33rd charity trip to Israel, and we welcome you to come too. And
now, when you say charity trip, a lot of people do visits to the Holy Land. People want to see where Jesus walked yesterday. A ministry trip there is taking people to see where he's walking today, and you're going to see that in this program, in this ministry, because we take you on the journey step by step. I'm sorry I interrupted.
Yes, no, and we're just so grateful that we have an opportunity like this to do it. You're welcome to come along with us, not only visually, but physically. And we also want to give a shout out to Misha Getz, whose music you've been hearing throughout these wonderful podcasts and videos we've been doing. We love you, Misha.
And what's next? What are we looking at now?
Well, you're going to meet a fascinating young, or not so young man, but Rafi Malka, our driver. And you'll enjoy what he has to say.
Yes, and in our age, believe me, everybody's young.
My name is Rafi or Rafael Malka. Malka in English it's Queen. I live in Jerusalem. I used to live in Florida, and I apologize, my English is so bad. I was in the Israeli IDF from 1979 until 1982. My job in the army was tank driver, Centurion. The last 3 months before I have to finish the Israeli army, I get a new job. I drive on truck. I move the tank from one base to the other base. I take a lot of tank from Israel to Lebanon in 1982. I've been in Lebanon maybe 6 months, in Beirut, in all the places in Lebanon. So if you send me to Lebanon, I know plus minus the way.
Well, we weren't going to Lebanon on this trip, but we were going to a very special place. We donned our cat in the hat outfits for our visit to one of our favorite places, Shaare Zedek Hospital, to visit the children located in Jerusalem. Our wonderful friend, Audrey Gross, who is guest relations director there at the hospital, greeted us with her warm smile and big hug and prepared us for our fun time with the children.
Carol was especially excited to unpack the stuffed bears that she had personally made in Texas many months ago. We were even joined by a clown who helped us unpack stuffed animals that had been shrink wrapped for travel. Debbie was thrilled to unveil a Dr. Seuss blanket. And how could those cute stuffed bears not bring smiles to our faces, as well as those of the children who'd soon receive them? But before we met with the children, Audrey Gross reminded us about the harsh reality of war and how it's affected all of the hospitals in Israel.
In the south, we have 2 hospitals that could absorb trauma patients from, trauma, soldiers, wounded soldiers, which is trauma. And then 2 in Jerusalem and 2 in the center of Israel. The way it was organized was that there would be helicopters arriving in the Gaza Strip or close to the Gaza Strip, depending on what stage of the war, and soldiers would be evacuated. Every helicopter would go, we were around a rota system. So every helicopter would land in another hospital. So if one helicopter would land in hospital number 1, helicopter number 2 would land in the second one, and so forth, and do some sort of a rota system as to not overburden the hospitals. Because at the same time, we were still dealing with the regular civilians, with the regular issues of every day. And this is a large hospital. We have over 1,000 beds. It's a big place. Bearing in mind, we also had to absorb people who were evacuated from the south. Look, a lot of people who work here have been in other wars. except we've never had anything like that. This is the first time. First of all, it's very long. It's never been that long. And comparatively to other wars, I think that we've been able to save more lives straight in the field.
It is hard to find words to describe the trauma that's become part of everyday life for Jewish people in the nation state of Israel. It really is quite shocking. It makes the beauty all the more beautiful when individuals share and care, but goodness, we don't live with those kind of tensions over here like they do there, do we, hon?
No, and it's a special ability to go and come alongside somebody and comfort them, especially during wartime. All of this is new for all of us there in Israel with the war.
You know, and I found just our presence. I was there a few times with you since the outbreak of this October 7th debacle. And just the presence there was baffled some. Why would you come? Why would you walk into this? Because we want to walk alongside of you because we love.
Yes,
It's healing when you know people love you in the world.
There's some people that encourage us through prayer. There are others that will encourage us through donations, and there's other people that come alongside. Our long anticipated moment at the hospital had finally come. With stuffed bears in hand, we headed toward the children's ward. While Sarah played her flute and it was pop goes the weasel, we met with the kids and their parents, who so appreciated our antics, our smiles, and our hugs. Sadly, our time with the children was a short one. We were soon back on the bus, sharing the joy, however, and we headed to the next stop at the Joseph Project, where we met with Suzy Salway, who told us about the project's mission to bring hope and relief to Israel's neediest populations.
So we're doing generators, food, it keeps going out because the need is great now in the land, especially in the north, because of the situation there. And we keep supporting people who suffered on October 7th from the Gaza area that are going back to their homes. Some kibbutzim, some villages can go back if they have a military approval, but some homes are ruined, or they threw away all the furniture, and we basically buy them new things. If we don't have enough storage, we buy them what they need.
Suzy graciously gave us a tour of their immense warehouse. Shelves were packed high with provisions of all kinds, including medical supplies, all ready to be sent to those in need. In the past, Sar Shalom Israel has financially supported the Joseph Project, but I suggested to Suzy that we might want to provide something specifically for the children. And we can have like maybe a stuffed animal project and say, and I'll find out how much like a case is, and then we could send them direct to Tennessee to you. So that would be cool.
Good. If it's new and it's packed, it's
they're
nice.
brand
I can
new.
always add that to our toy project.
Good, okay. We concluded our wonderful time together with a prayer for Suzy and her husband, family, and the Joseph Project, that their mission to care for the needy in Israel will be super blessed by Hashem. Yeah, until we see you again.
Yeah.
Lord bless you.
In a variety of ways, this brief program has been about joys and toys. I mentioned the joys on the front end, wearing outfits, cat in the hat, going and spreading joy. And I mentioned toys just because of the stuffed animals. On the one hand, we're pretending to be stuffed animals on one hand, going out there and visiting people. On the other hand, we're distributing them. It seems so silly on the one hand, but when you open up a Bible and when you hear Rabbi Paul in Galatians in the 5th chapter speak about the fruits of the Spirit, love, joy, peace, That's telegraphed different ways on different days. And you saw a class example of it in this program by walking behind this lovely woman, my wife.
Well, it's a lot of fun. And being Jewish, we didn't really celebrate Santa Claus. But when you go into the hospitals with a stuffed animal, you feel like you are Mr. and Mrs. Santa Claustein. It's so much fun, so much joy, and it translates into healing, we hope, for those patients who are in the bed. They're prisoners, but we're there to help them along the journey.
Yes, and let me ask you as we close to help us to help them. It's your generous support that enables us to do what we do. People send stuffed animals, they send money so we can acquire stuffed animals and more. It's all in God's name to extend kindness to a hurting world. Thank you for caring and sharing and getting behind Sar Shalom Israel.